be having some classes with me from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, okay? Alexis, can you please read the lesson goals, please?
Identify the theme of a text based on a historical event. Write an objective summary, analyze the author's point of view and purpose. Participate in class discussions. Use technology in order to look for evidence. Access your peers' work and your work using the rubric.
Assess. Oh, not awesome. Okay, very good. So we're going to start with a pre-assessment, okay? Please. So you have, this is a text that I got from, in Spain we have an exam that's called PAU, and this is a test that we do in order to go to university. It's really simple. You won't have any problem. This is for speakers over there that want to learn English. So for you, this is going to be really, really easy. So what we want is, I have 5 mistakes. You know, like the one that we did the other day, but only 5. Really like common mistakes that we do when we're writing an objective summary or any piece of text, okay? So I want you to identify them. I want you to identify what is the theme, also the author's point of view, and the tone, and to write a really short objective summary, okay? So you can start working when you have your paper. Write your name, please, on the top of the paper. What about the author's point of view? What do you think about it?
They don't like Trump.
He doesn't like Trump? How do you know?
They don't like the Trumps.
How do you know that?
Because it's the way it's written.
He says radical president.
What is a rat? He's pretty biased. He just is biased.
Very good. That's a really important word. He's biased. What does that mean?
That he has his own.
Thinks without.
Wait, that Trump's
No, what's the meaning of bias?
Oh, it's like
Just his opinion.
Very good. It takes one side. So when it's not objective, it doesn't say, it doesn't talk about the general elections, but it talks about, in a negative way, about the president, right?
yeah.
Okay. And he's, what? He's trying to persuade.
You should not like.
Very good. So it's about a battle between Spain and England, and this really happened, okay? But I want you to see if the author is being objective or he's being biased, okay? Yeah? And then what can we do to identify if he's really giving us one side of the story? What can we do?
Maybe stating the facts.
Compare it to other passages or maps.
Yeah? What else? Research it. Very good. So that's what we're going to be doing also. Tomorrow we're going to be getting in groups and we're going to go to the lab. And I want you to do a little bit of research and contrast the information with what you have read. Okay? So we're going to start reading the text. Yeah? Okay. Can you read the first paragraph?
We laid them on the ballots where we brought them on board and they left him in their pains.
Is the author taking the Spanish side, the Spaniards, or the English side?
Spanish.
English.
How do you know? Can you
Because he
identify?
said for queen and something.
And then he said something about Spain. Yeah. It was the devil that fall to heaven.
Very good. The devil comes to Spain. So we use it really like hard words against Spaniards, right?
Oh, and then it even says, but Sir Richard cried in his English pride.
Mm-hmm. So he's supposed to be telling it what? How?
Unbiased.
Unbiased, but is he really unbiased? No, he's not. Okay. So, did you also see that there are a lot, because it's a poem, it's a ballad. And so it uses a lot of what? Literary? Yeah, literary terms, literary figures. Can you remember some of them? Not the ones that we just read, but the ones that you have been studying in class. Give me examples. Simile, yeah? Hyperbole? Metaphor? Personification? What else? Alliteration? Sorry? Idiom? Irony? So, I'm going to give you a paper, and I want you to do a really short interview to your parents, okay? You have to take this, come with this back tomorrow, okay? Write your name, and you have to ask your parents, have you ever heard about Lord Alfred Tennyson? That's the author, okay? Have you ever heard about the Battle of the Azores? And you can just make a short summary about what you read right now. Then, what figures of speech can you remember? Just ask them and write them down, okay? And then, with the help of them, I want you to identify 2 examples of metaphor, repetition, rhyme, personification, pun, and simile.
I didn't find the pun. Did you find the pun?
I got 2 puns. Because puns are things that sound like other things. So my first one was 8.
What did we say about the author's point of view here? What side was he taking?
Biased. It's English.
And what he's English, very good. He's supporting in English. So, what we were saying, that it was important to what? To know if he was being what? Honest? Yes, very good. So what can we do?
Review.
Go and research. And how do we know if a source that we're looking for is reliable?
If it's non-objective.
If it's objective.
Or if it is objective.
Okay, if it's objective, okay? So we have to, do you think we can trust Wikipedia?
No.
Why?
Because you could just change it.
Okay, right, yeah? Anybody can add information to it, okay? So when we find a book, that source is more reliable, okay? So we're going to try and go and search for reliable sources. And today's your exit ticket is going to be, you're going to write down, the reliable sources that you found and why you think they're reliable, okay? So I want, in the groups that you're sitting right now, we're going to go and do a little bit of research. You're going to create a PowerPoint in which you just write the main points that you find that lets you know what is true and what is not true about the story that we have just read in the poem. And I want you to, in groups, write an objective summary, okay? And tomorrow you will be presenting that to the class, okay? So let's go. You put stanza 2 and lines 1 and 4 if there's a repetition, okay? And that way I know that you have identified it.
Or the you can't use God of battles. If you play God of battles, how do you find a pun? Art's gonna be supposed to be like funny.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you an example.
So remember that when the puns were playing with a word that sounds really similar, and also with the meaning of the word. So here what it does, it just plays with Howard and Howard, because he's saying that Howard is a coward. Okay, so it's not only a rhyme, it rhymes, but it's playing with that. Yeah? And there's another example, maybe you can find that one.
For the personification, they have revenge down by the island.
Yeah, because he passed away, the past passed away, like human trafficking or he died.
So why add? I don't understand.
Because it's his name and it's a word. A-T
No,
Flores.
it says
Did you get metaphors?
at Flores. It happened there.
Oh, dang it.
A pun?
Yeah, I thought it was a mental.
So, for example, that transcript of the poem that you have, I had to write it down. And I didn't have a book where to get the original poem from because I had to do a translation of that poem from English to Spanish. So my professor back in Spain, he asked me, how did you know that text was the original one, that it hasn't been modified through internet? Because as we said, in Wikipedia, anybody can just change the text, right? So I had to find different sources and compare them and see if there were changes between the poems until I found books, 2 books that had the exact same poem. And I said, okay, so this is reliable.
Yeah, he did. No, he didn't surrender, though.
Can you show me the name of the title?
Yes.
Who came up with that idea? Very good. I like it. So Spain.
Tomorrow, when we start our presentations, you are going to assess your own group and the others. Okay, I'm going to give you a rubric and you're going to assess them.
Okay, so what have you found that's true?
About the poem or the that so the English ship only sunk one ship. No, it said it sunk a lot.
Okay.
It didn't.
That's true.
They only fought like 5 though.
Yeah.
And you sunk 1.
Very good.
I totally could have
Okay, so first of all, you all look great today. And well, this is my last day with you, and I have like really enjoyed it. So thank you very much for having me here, for behaving really well, and for participating with these days. Okay, so first of all, I want to ask you, what have you learned until now?
The Battle of Flores. Like, not good.
Okay, what else? What have you learned about research?
But you have to find reliable, unbiased sources.
Okay, very good. Why? Why is it important?
Because
So it's like more than one part of the story, and you gotta find like the real side.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so you've been doing a really good job preparing your PowerPoints yesterday, doing a little bit of research and creating your summaries. So now we're going to come here in groups and present them to the rest of the class. You're going to assess the other groups and your own group.
Spanish then had the advantage 53 ships to 1 English ship. The battle was a Spanish victory. Spanish had 53 ships. The Spanish tried to trap the English fleet. The English, however, were less fortunate, with only 1 ship and 100 able-bodied men. The only English ship was the Revenge. There was only 190 soldiers, and 90 of them were sick on land. The Battle of the Azores started when Spain tried to trap English ships, but when Spain tried to trap all of the ships, got away except for 1. The battle took place on July 26, 1582. When the rest of the ships got away, but when Spain had the advantage, it was 53 ships to 1 English ship, so the Spanish won.
Okay. What's your point of view? Or what do you have to say as a conclusion?
The author of the ballad was biased because he only told the point of view in English. Didn't talk about Spanish a lot.
Okay. Done?
Yeah.
Why do you think they deserve a 3 here?
I do not.
I see, hear them give their like
A point of view.
Yeah.
They didn't say a point of view?
Well,
They
they
just
kind of
stated a
did,
whole
but
lot of facts.
yeah, they stated facts.
They kind of did the same slide 2 times, but he didn't do
Okay. Thank you.
I'll give them a 4 for that.
Includes information from the author. Yeah, they did like a 5.
Yeah, they did a 5 for that. Point of
Includes
view?
Yeah, 4 because they had to like.
I'll give them a 4.
Yeah.
Why a 4?
Because,
You had to ask them.
yeah, you had to ask
It
them.
wasn't original.
The Battle of Zorin,
The ship poem.
English.
Wait, why is it scrolling? English. The poem is somewhat historically correct because it gives the right information from the English side, but is biased. Some key facts were left out of the Spanish side, like they weren't devils and only one ship was sunk.
Spanish. The Spanish knew they were taking on water when they arrived, but they still managed to fight off the boarding parties until the ship sunk. Also, the poem was correct when they said Sir Richard Greenville died.
Summary. The poem was accurate for the English side and somewhat accurate for the Spanish side. They left some details in the poem, but nothing affected the layout of the story.
But it was kind of biased.
Yeah, it was.
Very good. Come on.
That's a 2.
No!
From the author.
I like so much, Mitchell.
Sorry.
Why? What did you do?
I didn't
Like a
say like
6.
this. The poem was
Well,
accurate.
do you want to write down?
Say that like without me writing it.
I'll read it out.
What do you think about the group's point of view? The point of view of the group.
I think it was good.
It was good? What do you think?
4
Yeah.
or 5.
Look, anywhere we go.
4 or 5.
I thought that the one like having like your people read was like a 3.
Okay, thank you. Okay. And how can we translate this to what have we been studying about giving one side of a story?
Usually the story is and the poem was taught from the English point of view, but like in the website you looked at, and in this it shows both point of views and it's not biased.
Okay. What else? Have you ever heard this side of the story? No? Okay, so I want you to do a really short summary about this and comparing the information about what we heard with this story and also with the revenge. And tell to me why it is important to be reading and researching about different points of view, okay? And that will be the end. How could you apply this to your everyday life?
You could look at reliable sources.
Believe one side of the story.
Very good. Has it ever happened to you?
Yes.
What?
Has it ever happened to you that maybe someone comes with one side of the story and you believe it, then you find out that it wasn't totally like that?
Oh yeah, that happened to you.
Why does that happen?
Because
People are liars.
But sometimes it's not just that.
No, it's because that's what happened on their side of the story. So they're rich that they're not 30.
Very good. But sometimes we live experiences in one way and we don't see the full aspects. And then we find out that the other person experienced it in another way. What you said about slavery.
Well, no, there's really, yeah, there is. Because I'm learning about slavery in history,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes in slavery, like some of the African Americans would take some of their own people and give them to the whites. Because say like their country was being taken by another tribe, and they didn't have any firepower to fight back, so they would go get a weaker country. And then they would steal like their guns so that they could fight back against the other country so that they wouldn't get taken. So basically in Africa, like different tribes were taking different people, but it's not like they wanted to. They just needed weapons to protect their own tribe.
It was a pleasure being with you. And remember to always do research, especially when you get to university. You're going to have to look for reliable sources. When you write your documents, your essays, You have to support evidence. You just can't make up whatever you think. You can write, include your point of view, but you need something that supports that, okay? And it's always important to find, just not only read an article and believe whatever that author is telling you, because you don't know if he's just trying to persuade you to think however he thinks, okay? So that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.